Could you sit there, please?
¿Para qué medio es?
Para N40.
Ah, ok, perfecto.
Yeah, hold on.
Would you sit,
Sure.
please? Karen. See?
Do you want me to scoot this closer?
Probably, yes. So I can just not hold
Yeah,
my
yeah.
hand because I only have a microphone.
Sure.
Paige, thank you, the Maces. Thank you so much for this interview. I am so excited about how technologies are becoming a way to empower women in the whole world. So, can you tell us the five main points of the Dell strategy to empower women, or how it's changing the way women are making business in the world?
Yes, so the 5 ways that we are working on supporting our women entrepreneurs globally. So we conducted this research, and the research was a way to create data-driven analysis on how we better support and attract women entrepreneurs in cities globally. And this is a solution that takes public sector and private sector working together to be able to better support our women entrepreneurs. And to your first point, technology. Technology is extremely important, and that means access to technology, low cost of being able to access technology, and for our women entrepreneurs to be able to leverage technology, because that is what's going to be able to allow them to get access to markets, access to capital, access to networks that they need to really be able to thrive and to be able to scale beyond just that local level. Beyond technology, we are making a push around, markets, transparency in markets, transparency for women entrepreneurs to be able to enter a market, steps for establishing a business. Secondly is capital, which is one of the biggest issues that women entrepreneurs face globally, is access to capital. Making sure that women are securing funding at the same frequency, at the same size that men entrepreneurs are getting access to capital. Making sure that those women are represented on the boards of the VCs, making sure that women are present in this entire process for women entrepreneurs. Thirdly, talent, making sure that through education, through policy, through community, our women are supported to be able to build their own personal talent and to have access to talent to help them with establishing their startup, establishing their business and their entrepreneurship efforts. And then lastly is culture. And this one's a little bit tougher to address because it's not a quantitative metric. It's a large change that has to happen over time, but this is a conversation between men and women, making sure that women are in leadership roles, making sure that we support our women at all levels, making sure that there is pay equality, that there's paid maternity and paternity leave, making sure that we have an environment that supports and empower our women entrepreneurs to really be able to thrive and grow and scale and not be limited or have any of those limitations that men might not face.
We were speaking about the salary gap, how it's a huge part, and it will take like 80 years to be equal. But then we also have this challenge to involve women in STEM, and then all technologies like blockchain and everything that is happening right now. So the gap is even bigger than you think, or how many other factors will need to for women to actually get there to that point?
So I wish I had the full answer, because if I had the answer, there'd no longer be a problem. But it's true, it starts with STEM at an early age, right? Typically around the age of 12 to 13 is when girls drop off in STEM, in education. They drop out of any extracurriculars related to STEM, they lose interest in STEM, and there's a real cultural piece around that, and I think sort of an unconscious bias that plays into that, to where women and girls don't feel empowered in that space, and as time goes on in their age, in their education, less and less girls are involved with it. So by the time you get adult women entering into the workforce, entering into being entrepreneurs, the amount of talent pool within the technology space is so small that they just don't have the numbers to take up space within technology, within STEM. So I think that it's a problem that we have to solve at a lot of levels. We have to solve through the education levels. We have to solve it through those cultural means to be able to reduce the unconscious bias. I think that we need to establish a stronger network of mentors as a way to really, get girls over that age gap to encourage them into STEM and technology. But again, it's a full movement around that culture, and it takes men being a part of that conversation too to create that space for women to really feel empowered and able to thrive within that sector.
So, did you know that Apple and Google and I think Amazon and a lot of, a few of enterprises in Silicon Valley are hiring people who don't have like the title, who were graduated. This was 15 days ago. So, how do you think that women can get the best out of that kind of politics in hiring in technology industries like that to become like to get education for projects more like located in where the technology industries are needing right now?
Sure. So I think there's two different ways to address this, right? And one is from the company perspective. I think it's on companies to make sure that they have policies that are very inclusive for women. I think that they should be able to have programs that help develop their women in this space, that help educate women in that space. But then also on the other side, in the public sector, there needs to be policies around how we better support women in their education in that space. Not everybody's necessarily going to have money to start that. Sometimes it means when they start a family that they can't continue their education. And if we have policies that better support women to be able to continue their education, to be able to continue what they're trying to do while still being fully supported, I think that's what's going to make a difference. And then from the private sector space, the technology space, just like what Dell does, we make sure that our company policies are inclusive of women. We're making efforts around, empowering them, educating them, and making sure that we have those policies that support what they need for their lifestyle.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad you're a part of the conversation.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.